Hey everyone, it's Tox from CritHappen.com. Thanks for watching. Welcome back. We're about to do a critical play of Dungeon Roll, which is a press your luck dice game from Tasty Minstrel Games. This was a wildly successful Kickstarter and just is recently getting into the hands of people that backed it. This is the special Mimic box, and then at Gen Con they're going to have some of the originals with the wooden box. But we want to go ahead and do a quick playthrough. Now, we're not going to go through a majority of the rules here, although we will explain what we're doing as we're playing. However, if you haven't seen it yet, we're going to go ahead and put a link in to Watch It Played's video series of how to play Dungeon Roll. Rodney Smith over there did a great job of showing us how to play, so if you haven't learned the rules yet, take a second to go check those out and then come on back here and watch our playthrough. But for those of you who are either coming back or already know the rules and aren't going away, let's go ahead and jump in. Now we're going to play a solo game, and I'm going to show you how we pick our heroes randomly. Now I have sleeved these, which you may say, Tox, how do you sleeve them? They're a little weird. They are a weird size, but you can sleeve them using the Fantasy Flight Tarot sleeves and cutting off the top. We'll go ahead, we did a video on that, so we'll go ahead and put a link into the video as well for that. But what we do is we like to just shuffle these up a little bit. We're not going to look at either side of them, but what we're going to do is after we shuffle them up, we're then going to place them face up. We're going to go ahead and roll the dungeon die, and we get a 10. So we're going to take 10 cards off the top, and then the next card is who we're going to play. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, and we are going to play the Paladin. So the Paladin starts as the Crusader and turns into the Paladin. If you're unfamiliar with it, the heroes have two sides, a novice side and then a leveled up side. The Paladin, before we jump into play so you can understand a little more about her, the Paladin's specialty for the Crusader side says, specialty, fighters may be used as clerics and clerics may be used as fighters. So these two symbols are going to be interchangeable for us during this game. And she has the ability called Holy Strike. Crusader may be used as a cleric or a fighter, so she can actually be used to defeat people as well. If we gain 5 experience, we'll be able to level her up to the Paladin, who I think is really powerful. The specialty is the same. Fighters can be used as clerics, and clerics can be used as fighters. However, her ultimate becomes the Divine Intervention. You can discard 1 treasure token to defeat all monsters, open all chests, quaff all potions, and discard all dice in the Dragon's Lair. It's like one gigantic explosion happens and everything just disappears, which is really amazing. So, we will start on the Crusader side. We'll go ahead and form our party. We will put our dungeon level at level 1, and let's get into Delve 1. Alright, let's form our party first, and we will get a thief, we will get 2 fighters, we will get 2 clerics, we will get a champion, and we will get a scroll. It's actually pretty good, not too shabby. Now remember, our fighters can be used as clerics, and our clerics can be used as fighters. We're going to go ahead and roll our 1 die for the dungeon, and we will get an ooze. So let's go ahead and use one of our fighters to defeat that ooze. And we will seek glory and move on to level 2. Rolling 2 dice for the dungeon, we get an ooze and a skeleton. Let's go ahead and use, you know what? I think we're going to use our scroll, and we're going to re-roll a cleric and both dungeon dice. Let's see what we get. Survey says a potion, a scroll, and a goblin. Okay, so let's go ahead and use the fighter to defeat the goblin, and we'll skip the potion altogether. Not very good rolls so far, but let's see what we can do. Seek glory. Let's go on to level 3. That's what we'll do. Alright, 3 dice for a level 3 dungeon. And we get a dragon, and we get a skeleton and a goblin. Boy, we are not rolling very well here in terms of getting multiple monsters to defeat them. Apparently our dungeon is very diverse. So I think we could go ahead and use our scroll and go ahead and re-roll these 2 guys. Let's see what we got. Alright, we get a treasure chest and we get a an ooze. Well, let's go ahead at this point. I want to keep all 3 of our heroes here. And I don't necessarily want to open the chest yet. Let's go ahead and use the Holy Strike and use her as a cleric or a fighter, and we'll defeat the ooze. And we'll go ahead and press our luck and go on to level 4, skipping by the shiny red object, otherwise known as the chest. Let's roll our 4 dice for level 4. Let's see if we can get some potions here. This could be pretty good. Or not, we could get a dragon, and then we could get 2 goblins, and a chest. Well, we can use the champion to defeat both goblins. Of course, it would have been nicer to have our Crusader's ability of Holy Strike and use her as a fighter that time. And now we're left with a choice. Do we want to press on, or do we want to open the chest and get out of here? I think we're going to go ahead and open the chest and get out of here, which is a little bit of a bummer. Unless we draw a really cool town portal token, which we don't, we get a potion. But that's not bad. We could potentially use the potion right now to get a champion back. You know what? I like getting to level 5 on the first turn, so let's go ahead and risk it. I will use the potion, and I will get back a die, and I will get it as a champion, just to make sure on the safe side. And let's go ahead and press our luck and move on to level 5. Now, if we get a dragon here, we're going to be in some deep doo-doo, so let's see what we can do. We got a dragon, but we got a lot of potions, which is really, really good. So let's do this. This is like the perfect roll. We'll go ahead and use the cleric to defeat the skeleton. We'll use the champion to drink all 3 potions. We will get a champion, just take them back as they are, a thief and a fighter back. And then we will go and face the dragon with 3 different combatants, and we will defeat the dragon, giving us 1 experience point. So these guys will go away. We will have successfully gotten through level 5. These guys are used to defeat the dragon, so they go back to the graveyard. We don't have anything else and no hope of doing anything to escape on level 6, so we'll go ahead and retire to the tavern on level 5 and gain 5 experience. Now, since we have enough experience to level up, we'll go ahead and level our character up, and we will move on to delve number 2. So that was a rough start. We'll go ahead and untap here, and we will pull our party dice back and reset our dungeon level to level 1. We got halfway through, which is about average. Sometimes getting to level 5 can be challenging, sometimes it can be very easy. And of course, there's different characters that will make your journey different every time. But now we have the Paladin, which again will allow us from her specialty to use fighters as clerics and clerics as fighters. But we now have Divine Intervention, which all we need to do is get 1 treasure token, and we can discard that token to destroy all monsters, open all chests, quaff all potions, and discard all dice in the dragon's lair. So let's hope we can do some of that this round in delve number 2. First thing to do, let's start and form our party. And wow, lots of scrolls. Apparently we went into the library. So 3 scrolls, 2 champions, a thief, and a cleric. Okay, well, that's not too shabby. Let's go ahead and roll our first dungeon die for level 1, and we get a skeleton. So we can go ahead and use our cleric to defeat the skeleton. And then we will seek glory and go on to level 2. Let's go on to, oh, you know what I forgot? I totally forgot when we defeated the dragon, we were supposed to get a dragon loot. We didn't even think about that, which would be very important for our character. Well, we have the dragon bait, which will allow us to change the remaining monster faces to dragon faces. Could be good. Let's go ahead and see what we get, though, going into level 2 here. All right, level 2, we get 2 potions. Interesting. We would have to really not do anything. It's really not worth it at this point, I think, to quaff the potions. So we will pass by them, and we will go on to level 3 and seek glory. And in level 3, we're gonna get 2 dragon faces, and we're gonna get a potion. So the 2 dragons go over there, and we'll go ahead and bypass the potion. Now, this isn't too bad because if we need to get a 3rd hero, we have enough scrolls to do that with. So let's go ahead and press on to level 4. Boom, ba, boom. Level 4 brings us, we get 2 skeletons, we get a chest, and we get a potion. Well, I think we should go ahead and possibly, well, we could use the Divine Intervention right now, but it's not going to be as powerful as we really would like it to be. I think what could be more interesting is this. Let's go ahead and use our scroll, and we're going to re-roll both of these and one of our champion. We'll go ahead and also re-roll, well, you know, I think we're going to leave those like it is and not roll any of the dungeon dice. Let's see what we get here. Hopefully we can get a cleric or a fighter. Let's see what we get. We get a fighter, we get a champion, and we get another scroll. All right, so we can use the fighter as a cleric because of the specialty. So the cleric's ability would let us defeat all of the skeletons. So that's actually really good. That's where the paladin's ability comes in very helpful. And then I think we're actually going to skip the treasure and the potion and go on and press our luck in level 5. Let's go ahead and roll 5 dice. Hopefully we don't get a dragon, but let's see what we get. Seeking glory, we get a dragon. Of course, when you seek glory, you're always going to get a dragon, right? Okay, but we do have something really nice here. We have both of these. We have the monster, or the goblin, and we have the ooze. Now, this could be really good. I say we go ahead and use the divine intervention right here. This is going to discard 1 treasure token, which is the dragon bait. Then we get to defeat all monsters. So we would defeat these 2 monsters. We would open all chests, so we get to get 2 treasure tokens out of our box, and we will get a town portal, which is great, and another dragon bait. Now, the town portal is a great hearthstone to kind of get out of trouble. And then in addition, we would discard all dice in the dragon's lair. So all 3 of these go away, and it doesn't count as us defeating the dragon, but it does allow us to not fight the dragon this turn. So we opened all the chests, we defeated all the monsters, did a really, really good job. And with the town portal is going to potentially allow us to get out of dodge if we need to. Should we seek glory and go to level 6? I say yes, why not? So let's go ahead and rotate up to level 6. We will take 6 dungeon dice and let's see what we can get here. Survey says a lot of potions, which is really, really good. Alright, now we can't get to the potions until we can get past these guys. So let us use a champion to defeat the 2 skeletons. We'll use a thief to go ahead and defeat the goblin. Then we'll use a scroll to drink all 3 potions. And I think we'll go ahead and get a fighter, we'll get a cleric, and we will get another champion back. So we give us a little bit of options and see what we can do. Shall we move on to level 7? Of course we shall. Seek glory in level 7 of the dungeon. Green Ranger needs food, or Green Elf needs food. I think something like that. Can't remember exactly. Whoa! Alright, so we have 2 of the dragon faces, but we have 4 goblins. This is apparently the goblin cave of the dungeon. Now, the fighter can go ahead and defeat all 4 of the goblins. The cleric can go ahead and defeat the ooze. Or actually, you know what? I think I'm going to use a champion to defeat the ooze. That way I still have 2 of these guys in case I have the option here of getting a bunch of potions and see what happens. And since we have the town portal, I say let's go for it. Let's fire it up and go to level 8 of the dungeon. Now, we have 3, 6, 7 dice left. We don't have 8 dice, so we're actually only going to roll 7 dice. Whoops, so let's see what we've got here. Survey says, in level 8, in the depths of the dungeon, we have a lot of dragons. We have 2 dragons. We have 3 chests, which is phenomenal, of course, well, we've entered the dragon's hoard, apparently. However, we don't have a way of defeating both of these and getting to the chest. We can defeat both of them. And even if we do that, we don't have enough to defeat the dragon because we need to have 3 different party members to be able to defeat the dragon. So now is a good time to go ahead and pop our town portal and get out of dodge. The town portal says to collect experience equal to the current dungeon level and escape the dungeon. So we will go ahead and get 8 experience and we will get on out of dodge. These guys all go away. The dragon is subdued, or at least we avoid him. And then the party is going to come back and we're going to move on to Delve 3. So not bad. We have a total of 14 experience right now between our first 2 delves. We still have a dragon bait, which would be great to be able to use for our divine intervention if we need to on this delve. I think we're feeling pretty good here. So let's go ahead and form our party for Delve 3. Whoops, That is a champion, and that is a scroll. That was pretty talented. We have 2 mages, a champion, a fighter, and a thief, and 2 scrolls. That's actually pretty good, so I feel good about that. Let's go ahead and roll our 1 dungeon die for the first level, and we get a goblin. Let's go ahead and actually use the mage to defeat the goblin this time. And we'll seek glory and go to level 2. Level 2 brings us a goblin and a skeleton. You know what? I think I will use the scroll, and I will re-roll the scroll and these 2 dice as well. So let's see what we get here. Oh, very nice. 2 treasure tokens and a champion. Let's go ahead and use the thief, and we'll open both treasures, and we will get a talisman, which acts as a cleric, and a thief's tool, which acts as a thief. That's actually really good for us right now. And we can press on and seek glory in level 3 of the dungeon. Level 3 gives us a potion, a chest, and a goblin. Okay, let's use the... Well, we have some options here. What could we do? I think we will actually use the thief to destroy the goblin. So we'll put the thief's tool token back into the chest. So that'll get rid of him, and I think we're going to completely bypass the treasure and the potion for right now. So we'll keep our heroes and move on. We'll seek glory in level 4. Let's see what we get in level 4 of the dungeon. And apparently this is the undead room. We get another chest and another potion and 2 skeletons or 2 undead. So we can use our talisman, which acts as a cleric, to defeat both of these guys. I think we'll skip these again, and we will move to level 5. Level 5 of the dungeon, just past the undead room, then brings us, yes, 3 potions, a dragon face, and a goblin. So we'll go ahead and use the fighter to defeat the goblin, and then we'll go ahead and use the mage to quaff all 3 potions, and we'll get back a fighter, a cleric, and I say let's go ahead and get a thief. So that was really, really good for that turn, because we get a lot of dice back rolling all those potions. It's very exciting when you get all those dice, or all those potions. And one thing I've heard some people talk about is there's a little bit of anticlimactic stuff because you only roll your dice once and then somebody else rolls your dungeon dice. It's easily fixed. Just roll your own dungeon dice. I don't think it's that big of a deal, and that's the way we've enjoyed playing it. So playing it solo like this, that's the way you play it. So it just kind of makes sense to do that when you're moving on in a multiplayer game. So speaking of moving on, let us seek glory in level 6 of the dungeon. See if we can find a room with some treasure chests. Well, we found 1 treasure chest. We found a treasure chest, we found a potion, we found 2 goblins, a cleric, and an ooze. Interesting, 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 interesting. I'm going to take a gamble here, and I am actually going to use the Divine Intervention. The Divine Intervention means we have to discard a treasure token, so we're going to go ahead and discard a treasure token. We then get to defeat all monsters, so these guys are defeated. We then get to open all chests, so we will go back into our chest and we will pull out another treasure token, and we will get a cleric usable talisman here. And then we will quaff all potions, so I'll go ahead and get us back. Let's see, we have a little bit one of everything. Let's go ahead and get a mage. And then we get to discard all dice in the Dragon's Den. So that's actually really good because now we can seek glory in level 7 with a pretty full, well-rounded party. 4, 5, 6, 7. There can't be any dragons here, right? I mean, there's only 7 dice. We shouldn't see any dragons. Nope, no dragons. We do have another chest and another potion. Apparently this is the 1-in-1 dungeon where every room has 1 chest and 1 potion. We have 3 skeletons, an ooze, and a goblin. Let's go ahead, and we don't need to keep tokens anymore since we've already used our ultimate. Let's use the talisman as a cleric and defeat all 3 of the skeletons. Then we'll go ahead and use our mage and defeat the ooze. We'll use our fighter and defeat the goblin. And I think we'll go ahead and keep it just like that in terms of all of our people here. Yeah, I don't think we're going to go ahead and do anything with the potion and the chest. Let's seek glory in level 8. I have a good feeling about this. I think we might be able to get to level 10 here. Now, we do have 8 dice this time because there's no dice in the Dragon Den. So let's see what we got. Level 8 of the dungeon brings us, whoo-wee, we have, let's see, 2 oozes, a dragon face, 2 chests, 2 potions, and a goblin. Okay, not bad. Let's go ahead and, well, I wish I had my mage now. Let's use one of our champions to defeat both oozes. Let's use our cleric to defeat the goblin. Let us use our thief to open both chests. Let's see what we get out of here. A town portal would be amazing of a draw right now. We get a ring of invisibility, which will let us get by the dragon, which is pretty interesting. And we get a thieves' tools. Okay, so thieves' tools can be used as a thief. The ring of invisibility, which amazingly looks like the One Ring from the Lord of the Rings, says clear all dice from the dragon's lair. This does not count as defeating the dragon. Interesting. Well, I could use my champion to quaff both potions and get 2 dice back. If I were to run into a dragon, we could use our ring of invisibility to get by it, but having 2 people back plus the thief would give us 3 different types. Do we dare press on? I say let's go for it. Let's try and get there. Let's go to level 9. We'll go ahead, we'll first use our champion to quaff both potions. We'll get back a champion, and I say we get back a fighter. So we have a champion, a fighter, and a thief. We'll go ahead and move on to level 9, and we're gonna roll 8 dice. We have 1 locked in the Dragon's Den, so we only roll as many as we can. We'll roll 8. Let's see what we get. If we can get by this, we got a good shot. Let's see what we got. Whoo-wee, look at that roll. We get 3 goblins, 1 potion, and 4 treasure chests. This is apparently the rich room right before the end of the dungeon. We're going to use our fighter, and we're going to go ahead and defeat all 3 goblins. Then we're going to go ahead and use our champion and open all 4, well, I think we'll keep the champion. We'll use our thief and open all 4 chests with our thief token. Let's shake these up really good, and let's get 4 treasures out of here. We get a dragon scale, which is okay, but we need 2 of them to really be worth anything. We get a potion, okay. We get another potion, okay, that's actually really good. And then we get a thief's tools. Okay, so I say we use both potions, and we get back a fighter, and we get back a, what do we want? Let's go cleric. That gives us a thief, a cleric, a fighter, and a champion. That's pretty good. So we'll skip that potion in the level 9 dungeon, and let's go for it. We're going on to level 10. I felt we could get here. I thought we could get here. Now let's see if we can retire. Okay, if we can do this, this will be my first time playing the game to become the Stuff of Legend, where you defeat level 10 of the dungeon. Here we go. Survey says, whoo doggy. We get 2 of the skeletons, 2 of the goblins, 2 dragon faces, 2 potions, 2 of everything. Alrighty. So, I think we're actually in pretty good shape. So, we'll go ahead and use the cleric to defeat the 2 skeletons. We'll use the fighter to defeat the 2 goblins. And then we can use the ring of invisibility, or we could, well, you know what we could do? We could defeat the dragon, and here's how we could defeat the dragon. Even though we have the ring of invisibility to get around the dragon, it's better to defeat the dragon to get an extra experience and get dungeon tokens. So we'll use the thief to quaff the 2 potions. That will allow us to bring back a fighter and bring back a cleric. And then we have 3 different people to fight the dragon. We would slay the dragon. We would get an additional experience point for that. We would shake this up and get 1 final token, which if it was a dragon scale would be really cool. And it is not. It is a potion, but that's fine. And we will retire as the Stuff of Legends. So we get 10 experience points. We end our Delve 3, the furthest we could go in the dungeon, and we have 20, 3, 4, and 5 experience, plus 6, 7 more for the dungeon tokens. The dragon scales really only count if you have a pair, so we have 27 total points, which if we look at the back where you have points scored, 27 puts us in the realm of Seasoned Explorer, which is pretty appropriate since this is about my 5th game of Dungeon Roll overall. So that is Dungeon Roll. I hope you enjoyed it. It was a quick playthrough. It was a lot of fun for us. We'd love to hear your thoughts. A lot of people backed this. If you backed it, have you played it, and what have you thought about it? If you haven't backed it, what did you think of our playthrough? Go ahead and leave your comments below on the YouTube channel. You can of course join in the discussion on Facebook, on Twitter, and Google Plus by searching Crits Happen, or at our homepage at critshappen.com. But until we see you next time, keep rolling those dice, and we hope they're all crits, and not dragons.